There we go. Hopefully you can hear me now. Welcome to Goal Thursday or Goal Friday on Thursday. This is a little bit of an experiment. We've been hosting Goal Fridays every Friday at 9 a.m. to help the community with goal setting. It's just a free event. I'll share the link to that at the end. But I decided to run one on Thursday this week. And so we're going to spend today basically taking 30 minutes together to work on a quarterly reset. For folks who don't know me, I'm Sara Lobkovich. I work with leaders and organizations that are looking to increase their organizational performance through increasing employee engagement. And then I also work with individuals who are looking to improve their career fulfillment. So a lot of my folks are folks who felt like square pegs in their careers or who've had other challenges in their careers. So we use goal setting and practices around goal attainment to help on both of those fronts. So welcome. We're actually going to be doing this is not a passive session. This is a working session. So let me just get my screen switched over so that I can show you where we're going to begin today. All right. Takes a few too many clicks for a live broadcast, but here we go. All right, so let me share that puppy. There we go. So welcome to Goal Friday on Thursday. We are going to be externalizing your thinking today. So get some paper, get something to write with, sticky notes, a whiteboard, whatever works for you. Pull up a blank Word file, whatever works for you to be able to externalize your thinking. And then if you're comfortable, I'd love to hear an introduction in the chat window. I'm not sure, this is all new software for us, so I'm not sure I'll be able to see all of the comments during the live stream, but I'll catch up with them after. So when I say externalize your thinking, that is transforming your thoughts into an external form. There's a really good book, one of my favorites, called The Extended Mind, The Power of Thinking Outside the Brain by Annie Murphy Paul. It's an amazing read for those of us who have very busy brains or overthinking brains, folks with ADHD, folks who have challenges with cognition. Some of us need to think with our bodies and get things out. So I'm one of those. So that's what we're going to practice with today, is externalizing our thinking. Now, the agenda that we'll work with, we're in our welcome. That'll be done in just a minute. I'm going to share an exercise with you that we're actually going to practice together today. And then you'll have a little time to work on it on your own. And then at the very end, we'll have a little bit of time for Q&A if the chat windows are working. If not, I'll handle those. I'll let you know how to reach me by email with questions so that we can tackle those afterward. And then for joining today, I'm also offering a discount on my No BS OKRs workshop that technically you can join anytime, but we have a cohort with live support that begins next week. But before we get into that, we've got some rules of play at Goal Friday. And in Goal Fridays, we're going to create conditions for you to do your best thinking without interfering with others. So when we go to our breakouts, it might be silent, I might have music playing, we'll see, but feel free to mute if there's music playing and that bothers you. I'll get very large with gestures to let you know when I come back or when we're coming back together. And then our conversations, including in the chat, I know this is a live format that's distributed, but consider them confidential. If people bring up questions or talk about their work, let's honor each other's confidentiality so that we can use this as a space to work on our goals together. And then please be kind. In chat, we're here for an affirming and supportive experience. When I work with goals, you're going to see we use them a little bit differently than a lot of people think about goals. And so our focus is on non-toxic goals. What I mean by that is we're going to be stretching into uncertain territory. We're going to be experimenting and learning. You're going to get curious about how to improve. And then we're going to be really gentle with our wins and learnings. There's no losses in this type of goal setting. We are here to learn and improve. And that means we might lose as much as we win. But then when we lose, we learn. So here, goals aren't for toxic productivity, toxic positivity, or toxic performativity. We're setting goals so that we can do better. So with those ground rules established, here's the exercise we're going to practice today. We're going to do a quarterly learning review. And what that is before we actually start thinking about our goals, we're all going into Q2. I'm already in Q2, but most of you are going into Q2. So we need to do a bit of reflection on the quarter just passed. Or if you haven't done your annual planning yet, on the last year, whatever phase you want to think about, whatever you consider your last goal phase to be. So before you start thinking about looking forward, let's look back and reflect on what we've learned so you can envision what you would like to be different going forward, informed by what you've learned by your past. So the outcome of today is you'll have externalized thinking about what you'll stop, what you'll rework, and what you'll nurture. We don't do an exact start, stop, continue. I'm going to share a different format with you today. And then that will let you make maximum use of what you've learned in your recent history to improve your next attempts. And why does this work, or how does this work? When we don't take time to reflect on what just happened, we may carry patterns into our future that no longer serve us. I'm always focused on the large number of cognitive biases that keep us attached to the activity plans that we've created, even if they're not yielding the results that we need. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we're taking stock, we're only carrying forward what really serves us and what we want to grow. So here is the exercise that we're going to do today. So get out your paper, get out your Word file, whatever you want to work in. The learning review and reset form that I use, and I'll make this bigger in just a minute, is to think about our preceding goal cycle as if it was a growing season in a garden. So with that analogy in mind, let's make that a little bigger for you. Oh, I don't know if that's going to get bigger. Sorry, I'll work that out for our second delivery tomorrow. So the questions that we're going to work with are what goes in the burn pile. Is there anything that you need to literally burn? You're moving on from it entirely because it's outdated, it no longer serves you, or doesn't contribute to your future in any way. Where do you have invasive weeds that just have to go? They're no longer good for you, your business, or your people. So that's our first question. Our second question is, what do we need to compost? What did you try that died on the vine or that didn't work, but it's worth trying again? What should you keep or continue, but needs to take a new form to be useful? And then what are your cultivation opportunities? What seeds did you plant that need help to grow? And what seeds do you want to plant next? So when you envision your garden at the end of this goal cycle, what does it look like? What's different? What seeds do you need to plant so that that's the end result you get to? So this is the exercise that we're going to do today. We're going to take, it's 9:10, so we have time to do the full 15-minute exercise on this. So this is going to be really weird, but we're just going to leave the live open for 15 minutes. I'll put a timer up, although it might take me just a minute. I wasn't quite able to get that sorted before we went live. So I'll try and get I'll try and get a timer on the screen, but if I can't, I'll let you know every 5 minutes or so as we go. So plan to take, we'll make it 14 minutes on this. You can do it on a piece of paper, write it on sticky notes, whatever helps you. And then we'll come back together when there's 5 minutes left on our time together for a little bit of a debrief and a closing. So take 15 minutes. I'll put the timer up as soon as I can figure out how to, which might mean I have to switch screens real quick, but I'll have this back up as soon as I can. So we'll see you back here in about 14 minutes. All right, we've got our timer up, so we've got about 11 minutes left. We're just past halfway. So if you're not moving past that first column, start to work your way towards the second and third. All right, about 4 minutes to go, and then we'll come back together and debrief. All right, that's our time for that exercise for today. Sometimes these feel rushed. What I find is we often get our best thinking out in the first 10 or 15 minutes. So it doesn't always make sense to overthink. And that's from the queen of the overthinkers. So I hope that exercise gave you some new insights. Looking back at the last quarter, considering these questions, again, start, stop, continue is what folks often use, or that's one of the most prevalent forms of retrospective questions. But these, in thinking about our work and our goals as an ecosystem, I find it more helpful. So let me see. Yeah, we've got 4 minutes left. So I'll give you just, if you have any questions, I am going to be watching the chat windows until the live closes, and then I'll share my contact information in just a moment. So here are some other ways. If you found that helpful, you'll if you like worksheets, you'll like working with me. I have this exercise today was actually a pre-work exercise for the No BS OKRs cohort that it actually is already started. The videos are already available because it's a hybrid course, but we have live sessions similar to this taking place all next week so that folks who are participating in No BS OKRs for this cycle have live support on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. It's optional, but it's a good time to jump into No BS OKRs if you either haven't created your OKRs for the year or if you need some help getting ready for Q2. So the information there is on the screen. findrc.co/nobsreg is the fastest link to get there. And then I am giving a discount with this cohort for folks that have joined this live of $100 off the registration. Registrations used to be $500. Now it's $297 with this new format, $297, but it's just $197 with the coupon code there on the screen of No BS Live 100. My contact info is there if you have any questions about OKRs or if you want to connect about career fulfillment, Sara at redcurrentco.com. And then I have 2 other downloadables I wanted to share with you today. If this is helpful, if you're going into your Q2 reset, we have a No BS OKR learning review guide that goes into this exercise. It gives a little bit more detail on the power of the quarterly reset. You can find that at findrc.co/OKR reset. And then the last one, I don't know what possessed me, but after we published the learning review guide, I was like, we really should do something for folks who are new or unfamiliar with OKRs. So I decided to make a WTF our OKRs guide. It's an excerpt from the No BS OKRs workbook that's going to be available before month end. So we're going to have that out before month end. You can download that at findrc.co/WTF-OKRs. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my Alexa is reminding me to get ready for my day. Got to remember to turn those things off before going live. So No BS OKRs, discount codes on the screen, the learning reviews available for download, WTF or OKRs. We've gotten really, really strong feedback on WTF or OKRs. I've already gotten offers. People want to translate it to other languages, which is amazing for accessibility. And then the last thing I wanted to mention today, this exercise, this approach, so having this co-work approach actually comes from a program I've been doing just as a free community offer called Goal Fridays. So we get together every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific. It's an hour to spend time on goal setting or goal attainment. And sometimes I share an exercise like this one that's optional. Sometimes we'll just get together and we'll have just working time. So you can spend time on setting goals or on how to achieve your goals or actually working toward goal achievement. And then I'm in the chat window the whole time during the co-working. So you can always ask me questions. It's a great way to be able to get one-on-one questions answered, is to join us for Goal Fridays. So you can sign up for that at findrc.co/Goal Fridays. All right. Oh, wrong one. All right. Well, as you can tell, this is our exercise in live. I'm going to be doing it more often. I know I said that last time and didn't, but we're just really trying to reach more people, and I'm afraid I have to get on camera to do it. So thank you for joining today. I will respond to questions in chat afterward. And we're doing a repeat of this tomorrow at 9 a.m., hopefully with fewer technical difficulties. And then we'll schedule some more of these and get them on the calendar. If you're in a different time zone and you're really, really interested in this, let me know what time zone you're in, and we can see if we can try some other time zones too. But generally, it's going to be 9 a.m. Usually, our Goal Friday sessions are on Fridays, so if we do lives, we'll probably do that another day or another time. But follow me on whatever channel you're watching this on, and I'll keep you posted there. So thanks so much. See you next time.